2014, you stupid fucking dinosaur! Get the fuck out of here!
Hello everyone! Today, I am fucking pissed. I have heard some news and this news is so terrible that I am coming from the dead earlier than I planned. You know these fucking ugly ass monkeys that have been spreading around on Twitter like the coronavirus? They are making a goddamn NFT band out of it. And who are they specifically? Fucking Universal Music Group.
I am going to really hurt somebody?
Yeah, for some reason UMG thought these monkeys are so cool that they need to sign them up for their label. But before I give my thoughts on why this is a dumb idea, I need to explain a tiny bit about NFTs for those who are blessed with the unawareness of this issue. NFTs are short for non-fungible token and they usually come in a form of JPEGs. But the JPEGs are not the NFT themselves. You are basically just buying a receipt that proves you own that JPEGs. It's as dumb as it can get. So I almost forgot to talk about the environmental impact of NFTs. NFTs use blockchain technology like cryptocurrency and it requires a huge amount of computing power. NFT platforms need a huge mining farm to be able to mint these things. Mining farm like these will release a huge amount of CO2 gases and the amount is estimated to be like this, source in description. Of course, this is a huge concern, but to be honest, it's not my main issue with NFTs. Even if NFTs doesn't harm the planet, I would still despise it because it's such a scam, which I'll grace upon near the end of the video, but if you want a detailed explanation, this video by Kat Graffam absolutely nails my reasoning. Please check it out. Link is in description. The most popular NFTs to buy currently is Bored Ape, aka this abomination.
I'm killing myself tomorrow.
Currently, the lowest price to have one of these things is $20,000, which is more expensive than my entire college tuition. There's this collector named Jimmy who owned a lot of these, and UMG reached to him and they agreed to make an NFT band named Kingship, aka what this video is about. Now that you know the story, here's everything wrong with this concept. Okay, so let's read some excerpt from UMG's official press release about this crap. Celine Joshua, founder of 22PM, said, "Creating Kingship has been incredibly fun and imaginative. I started 10:22 p.m. to push the boundaries of innovation in the music industry, and with Kingship, we're literally inventing what's possible in real time." Okay, red alert, it's a catastrophe.
Don't panic!
She implied this shit as like a Web3 exclusive never been done before, when in reality, it's far from that. Babe, virtual band is absolutely nothing new. Yes, I've seen a lot of people comparing this to Gorillaz already because Gorillaz is a virtual band and has monkeys, but I just want to say that Gorillaz did not invent virtual band, okay? It has been a thing since the 60s. First, we have Alvin and the Chipmunks. Apparently, they are on sale for $300 million right now. So, if you're an Alvin stan and also a millionaire, there's nothing stopping you from making them your slave. Second, we have the Archies. You might know them from Sugar Sugar and the CW reboot.
I'm a weirdo.
We also have Jam and the Holograms, Josie and the Pussycats, Prozac, and I believe much more. So basically, what Gorillaz did was nothing new. What makes Gorillaz stand out, however, is that they make good-ass music thanks to Damon Albarn, then also added Tumblr's Sexy Man, and also made tons of interviews and websites and games to make things much more immersive than previous famous virtual bands. After Gorillaz, we had Interstellar 5555, Vocaloid, Studio Killers, Hokago Tea Time, Muse, KDA, and others that more or less follow the same format in varying degree. So what this PR team claimed they invented isn't entirely true. It's not even the first one in the Bored Ape world, but we'll get to that later. But they did credit Gorillaz, I guess, in a way. So some of the people reacting to this announcement have made the comparison to the Gorillaz. What do you say about that comparison? An honor. Incredible. Do you think fans can expect similar things to what the Gorillaz had put out over time? I understand that comparisons have to be made, especially when new artists show up, the gorillas are the ones that have laid the foundation, laid down the path, so there could be an understanding of what's next and who's next. So you agree, you did not push the boundaries of innovation in the music industry. This whole PR campaign is giving me the vibes of that one interview from Ouya CEO.
Leverages the buttons and the touchpad, right? Because our controller has a touchpad. You're not going to find that somewhere else. And the reality is...
The new PlayStation 4 controller has a touchpad,
That's true. They could build it for that.
So...
But they're building it for me, that's what I know.
Right.
Oh yeah, and before we move on to the next claim by these people, can we talk about how journalists that cover this shit always compare it to gorillas? As if this band has absolutely nothing else worth pointing out. A lot of debut artists have always been compared to older musicians. For example, when Ariana Grande debuted, she was often compared to Mariah Carey. But it was never as excessive as Kingship. That's because Ariana has a lot to say about her music and herself. From what I learned in these articles, Kingship has 3 personalities. 1. We are that expensive, rich, 1% ape JPEGs. Number 2, we are absolutely new, you guys. We are in the Metaverse. We are so cool. And 3, exclusive NFT merch and music coming soon. Before you say, oh, Ariana Grande is a human, of course it's easier to have personality. There's actually a real-life band that is in the same situation as Kingship, and that is Greta Van Fleet. To this day, it's pretty hard to separate Greta's image from Led Zeppelin because they absolutely have nothing going on outside of that. Though I have to give Greta Van Fleet some credit because at the very least, they're not ruining the environment and spiking GPU's prices. Okay, so virtual band is nothing new. So what? Maybe they actually have good plans for the future of their band. Or should I say quotation mark band quotation mark because they don't even have any musician yet as of now. Joshua explained that while Kingship is in fact an official UMG signee, the plan is to give audiences a taste of the IP verse, the stories and world building behind the 4 characters before any music comes to play. Why are you making a band if you don't know who will make the music? If you're a musician, your IP introduction is your breakthrough single. You don't need fucking Rise of the Ogre lore just to set up your first single that might or might not flop. In fact, let's take a look at various musicians' debut single, shall we? Ariana Grande with The Way, amazing singing skill and has tons of potential to be the next pop diva, and she did become one. Olivia Rodrigo with Driver's License, making catchy, deeply relatable music for Gen Z, which is not a bad thing by the way. No Olivia Rodrigo slander in my comments please. If you think looking at human pop artists is unfair, let's see our bestie Gorillaz' breakthrough single, Clint Eastwood. Wow. They are introducing their characters while also releasing banger music? What a concept! It gets worse by the way. This is from another interview in which Joshua said, "You know, music elevates so much, right? And music is the heart of so much, and it'll be the heart of Kingship too. But before you hear a song, you're going to know who Kingship is as personalities, as individuals. When you listen to music, do you get to know who the artist is? No, you gotta get to know who Kingship is."
Sounds lame as fuck.
I'm not like other girls. I'm making music about myself. Hello Mrs. PR team. Have you ever heard of this niche album called My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West? Like, that whole album, each song just screams Kanye. Literally, the whole reason why that bald bitch Fantano gave it a 6 is because he wasn't interested in Kanye's personality.
Okay, this is fake.
And it's not even limited to Kanye either. There are a lot of artists out there that makes music about their personal struggles or something that specifically happened to them in their real life. It's almost like music is a way for a musician to express their feelings or something. Okay, so they're not unique in virtual band realm and they're not even making music as of now. What's left in their promises? We're gonna save this pixelated paragraph for later because it explains everything, but for now, let's focus on the Metaverse concert experience. If you don't know what Metaverse is, Imagine Second Life. Yeah, that's Metaverse. Such fun! But anyway, I feel like the actual Metaverse that these grifting coiners imagine, something like Ready Player One or something, won't be created at least years until into the future. The closest thing to a Metaverse concert right now is those fucking Roblox and Fortnite concert. Again, it has been done before with varying level of success.
Hey, just say.
I feel like they are really overestimating the value of virtual concert. Let's be real, the Metaverse concert is probably closer to this. There's a possibility that they will make holograms concert, but holograms are so expensive and still only reserved to celebs that are absolutely famous and safe to invest like Tupac or Hatsune Miku. It's not as easy to acquire like a yacht or renting a space for a con. Considering that 10:22 p.m. is a smaller UMG subdivision, I really doubt they have the budget to pull it off.
Let's go gaga.
Let's also talk about the fan base because a major factor of what makes a musician successful is the fan base. First question, who is the target audience of this shit? Gorilla stans do not want anything to do with NFTs. Fantano heads will stay away because, well, there's no music and he also hates NFTs. The rest of stan Twitter seems to be against NFTs as well. I really doubt Nostalgic Boomer will tune in as well. Literally, what other group that they can appeal to? Oh yeah, other cryptobros. Okay, remember the paragraph that I censored earlier? Here's the uncensored one. Early access to NFT drops for Bored Ape owner, huh? This is just a project for fellow coiners to continue sucking each other's dick, creating an illusion of exclusivity to raise price, making the rich even richer. There's absolutely no soul in this project. It's purely a project made for profit and capitalizing the current NFT craze before it's all over. This shouldn't come off as a surprise, really. 10:22 p.m. is known for signing Influencer of the Month to their labels such as Lele Pons and Chantel Jeffries. Now I guess that influencer is Bored Ape. I know fandom get bad reps all the time, but I just admire how dedicated these fans can get. The amount of work that were used to stuff like fan cams, AMV, fan art, fan animation, or a huge reanimation project is amazing. Even the weirder part of the fandom is still admirable. Monster AUS blogs are drawing Anon's request for free, and oh, how could I forget the iconic Shallow Bucks, aka that time where Lady Gaga stans made up Starbucks coupon so that Shallow can get into #1. None of that community passion will ever happen in the Kingship fanbase because they're all desperate coiners. The point of collecting NFT is to be as rich as possible with your investments. Pretty sure they don't care about Kingship themselves. All they care about is Kingship's increased clout, making their monkey JPEGs valued at a higher price, along with the limited NFT releases. It's pretty much like investing in stock, except they disguised it as a platform to help out artists, despite that the money eventually went to the rich anyway. According to a research, only 1% of NFT was bought for the upwards of $1,500. Meanwhile, 75% of NFTs were only bought for under $15. Even sadder, the researchers stated that the majority of NFTs in various platforms didn't even count in the research because nobody bought it. Basically, these ape JPEGs owners are the equivalent of the top 1% in our world. And while they view it as a good thing, I certainly don't because billionaires don't have any genuine passion outside of capitalism. It doesn't matter if at the process of promoting NFTs they had to corrupt underpaid artists to believe that this is the only way to make money nowadays, or potentially ruining an already ruined environment. As long as money can be produced, they'll chase it. And I just don't think these kinds of people will be good in Kingship's long run. The beauty and the chaos of fandom culture will be non-existent because it doesn't personally profit them. All you'll see is endless promotions for crypto labeled thing formatted like spam. Once NFTs aren't cool anymore and crash in value, they abandon ship, move on to the next big thing, and all that's left in Kingship is a bunch of worthless JPEG of apes. Look, if you want to make a virtual band, go for it, but at the end of the day, selling the concept of virtual band alone isn't gonna cut it. The best example of post-Gorillaz virtual band is, in my opinion, Studio Killers. They already established their genre early on, which is dance pop, had characters with fantastic character designs, had artful music videos, and the interviews and vloggings are the cherry on top. Literally. As a result, people rarely compare them to Gorillaz because they have built such a unique identity on their own. Show, don't tell, that's the key. Seems like the opposite of Kingship to me, aka only telling everyone what they're gonna do even at the press release. But honestly, what can you expect from a property that prioritizes making merch on their debut? Oh yeah, and by the way, as I'm making this video, the renowned hip-hop producer Timbaland actually make an NFT music group as well, and they have released a debut single, and it was terrible.
Hey Timbo, let the shit roll. I'ma make it rain crypto on this strip pole. Yeah, the flow going dummy, I'ma get slow.
Fuck off, Gillian McCabe!
The beat is catchy, but the lyrics is just, hey, insert ape puns here. Isn't our exclusive Rich Ape Club cool? Also buy our expensive NFT to increase the value. You will regret missing out. XOXO! I like Timbaland. His songs on Volta was fucking amazing. He worked with so much iconic artists like Missy Elliott, Aaliyah, Nelly Furtado, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and so much more. Why do you gotta stoop this low? Sadly, if this is the best that fucking Timbaland can do for a debut single, the future of Kingship's music looks very grim. Is this really the future that we wanted? Just rich influencer begging people to join their coin and JPEG MLM to get rich quickly? Do you think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created? Okay, that's all I have to say about this hideous piece of crap. I hope next year, ugly ape JPEGs will go drastically down in value like Enron in 2001.